Namaskar. I am Sripad Jagannath Das, temporarily a very small spark of a great fire, a tiny drop of an eternal ocean. I am Aham Brahmasmi, spirit soul, in this material body, covered over by mind, intelligence, false ego, and of course, inert matter made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. This is a magnificent machine in which we travel in our journey from birth to death, this birth and this death. There are many. But it is not us. We've been in this car for so long that we begin to think that we are the car. But at any time, when the material nature demands it, we must exit. We have to go. But what do we take with us? And what do we leave behind? Well, I once wrote that death is not the destruction of the self. It is the destruction of memory. So while we have at our fingertips the drama of this incarnation and all the data about who we are in this life, I was Jeffrey, now I'm Jagannatha. I was born in Rochester in 1953, and now I reside in Thailand, and I'm an author. All those are things relating to this material body. They have little or nothing to do with who we really are. The spirit soul, the atomic particle that is qualitatively one with the Supreme Godhead, but not quantitatively. Just think of it as a small little gold nugget. And somewhere there's a great, big, unlimited gold mine from which the nugget comes. But the essential quality of both are the same. It's just a question of proportion. So we are, if you like, mini-gods. It has been said like that in India. But we have within us the vastness, greatness, omniscience, omnipresence of the Godhead. And life's journey is to uncover our memory of that eternal state, our being in, our presence within the body of the whole. That divinity who has many names, from my tradition, he is called Krishna, the all-attractive one. But he, so vast, so beloved, so divine, acknowledges many names, just as I myself have many names. Sometimes I'm Jeff, sometimes I'm Jeffrey, Jagannath, Sripad Jagannath Das when I'm feeling fancy. Dad, granddad, hey you, buddy, pal, chum. Oh, you're the writer, aren't you? Oh, you were VIP4 in Squid Game. So many bodily designations, but they're all temporary, and ultimately they mean virtually nothing. We must live our lives diving deep into the core of who we really are, and that's entirely possible. Now, if you're going to sit around and waste your life thinking about Donald Trump or anything of this world, then you're going to miss it. And you're going to have to come back again and again and again and again and endure this repeated cycle of what we call samsara, or continual reincarnation, experiencing only birth, death, disease, and old age, and very little real gyan, or knowledge. Knowledge that emanates and illumines the self. Now, I've run from this reality all my life. I'm now 71. But it has, in the words of the Victorian mystics, like Annie Besant, nipped at my heels like the hound of heaven and would not let me be. Because once you know this, you cannot unknow it. You can't unring the bell, and you can't unknow what you know. And what I know deeply is that I am an eternal servant of the divine, whom I call Lord Shri Krishna. It's been a long journey from there to here and soon to beyond. But it's been a good time. A time in which I was able to understand, even at a primary level, the elemental essential nature of being. And what else has value? It has been said, if there's no God, nothing matters. But if there is a God, nothing else matters. I have been graced in my life to have had personalized teachings with some of the greatest masters of the end of the 20th century, like A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and His Divine Grace, Puri Maharaj, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, and His Divine Grace, Bhakti Hirday Mangal Nilay Goswami Maharaj, who gave me my Harinam Diksha, which means initiation into this secret, eternal science of the self. So to all those, especially His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, I am most indebted, because I see people every day living their lives with blinders on. As Bob Dylan once wrote, the streets are filled with broken hearts. And as Yogananda once said, there are so many fake avatars waiting at the bus station. I made it my mission not to be fooled by these so-called gurus and teachers. For a time, I even fooled myself into thinking that I was some kind of a teacher, but I'm not. Oh, I'm not at all. I'm just some guy that has a love for divinity, for God, for Krishna. And this has been introduced and sustained in my life by the mercy of the spiritual master and nothing more, because the spiritual master is one. And he distributes love of Godhead, Krishna Prem, to all willing souls, sometimes sleeping souls. Hence, in the Vedic tradition, we say, Jiva Jago, wake up, sleeping soul. It's time to wake up. Understand who you are. Just as you can dream all kinds of outrageous things, scenarios, but when you wake up, you realize, oh, it was just a dream. What did they say as kids? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. It's been said so many ways, but it is a fact. You are dreaming this incarnation. You are dreaming all the drama of your life. You are dreaming all your wants, goals, and so-called desires that fill your head and your heart like a cancer and shut out the light within you. Now, I have no reason at this stage to worry about careerism or what people might think or any of that. I have to be honest with myself and with all of you. Yes, I've externally done a lot, more than most, with my books and my films and so forth, but I've always had a connection, and thank God for that, with Krishna. And it has allowed me to survive and ultimately thrive. To be able to look death in the eye and say, you may have your mastery over me for this moment, but I carry within my heart, not the physical, but the spiritual heart, the Paramātmā, the Supreme Person who has been so loving towards his creation that he manifests himself equally in the heart of every living entity and sits there as the eternal witness, travels with you, gives you guidance, sustenance, and ultimately carries you across the ocean of death. How grateful I am to that Paramātmā. That Paramātmā as God and this Atma, individualized, qualitative spark of the divine, traveling together like two birds on a tree limb. They sit together and they observe the drama of the day. In my life, to the ones I love, I can only give you that thing of infinite value, that most precious, cast everywhere but seemingly rare, and to many and most invisible. And that is the hope and quest for real spiritual understanding. That is my estate. That is what I leave to all of you, known and unknown. With me now, traveling, and those who have been with me and in my heart before. Let's push on. Let's strive for real understanding. Let's become bigger than the circumstances of our puny lives and the drama of the day. Let us understand who we really are. Spirit soul, encased in a temporary material body, experiencing, as Shakespeare said, the vile blows and buffets of the world. We are greater than that. Otherwise, we're Donald Trump. Otherwise, we're the Kardashians. Otherwise, we're just dumb. Now is the chance. Athato Brahma-jijnasa. Now is the time for self-realization. Right now, not tomorrow. Not in an hour. Right now. Every moment is a diamond. And we have in our hand the greatest jewel of gnosis, or sublime understanding of that which pervades all and gives life to all animate and inanimate. The Godhead, Śrī Krishna, introduced and manifest in this world through the person of the spiritual master or guru. In your life, you can have many gurus. You can have a Shiksha guru that is just like a teacher. And you can have a Diksha guru with whom you craft a very personal, private, and meaningful connection. But you can take knowledge, don't be proud, wherever you get it. Wrapping up this incarnation, it's beautiful and overwhelming to be able to speak my heart to all of you, my friends, and not worry about judgment or how it may affect my future. I have no future in this material world, and neither do you. The story of our life is written in another place, a place beyond this birth and death ocean, a place where everything is made of the spiritual gems of Sat Chit Ananda, or eternity, knowledge, and bliss ever increasing. These are not fables. These are not lies. This is not a Donald Trump con game. This is truth. My truth. And hopefully you will understand it to be your truth. Now, you might not believe in gravity, but the moment you jump off the cliff, gravity will make a believer out of you. So, whatever your notions are, God has not promised to bless them. So, whether you know it or not, sorry to say, I hope it's not too distressing. Almost everything that you've been pursuing will only bind you further to the law of karma and the wheel of repeated birth and death. So this is an opportunity to free yourself. For me, I take a mantra bath every day of a 16-word mantra, which is older than time itself, and goes like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that's it. That's what I do. I've put my life there. I've made my bet with destiny that the Hare Krishna mantra is the vessel, the boat that will carry me across the waters of mind, intelligence, false ego, body, time, birth, and death to the shores of the eternal abode of the Lord Sri Krishna. With that, I'll say namaskar. May God bless you all, as He is doing. Open your eyes and your heart to understand it, because it is all good, it is all now, and it is all a reflection of the divine within your loving heart. Hare Krishna.